Professor Monk. So I will be showing you my nutrition reflection from the assignment that was given to us. And I will begin on page 1. So here's my nutrition reflection. To begin, let me move my screen over because I got some graphs coming up. Okay. So first off, to begin, the USDA recommendations for the 5 food groups based on my gender, woman 19 to 30 years old, are fruits, which are 2 cups, vegetables, 2.5 cups, dairy, 3 cups, protein foods, 5.5 ounces, and grains, 6 ounces. Again, this is the USDA recommendations for the 5 food groups based off of my gender, woman, 19 to 30 years old. It's not letting me click. There we go. So to begin, I'm going to show you my screenshots. So my caloric nutritional information recorded on the MyFitnessPal app is shown above. Now the reason I have 2 sets of each are because I began the recording of my days on Friday at the end of a week and until Sunday, the beginning of a week. So the consecutive weeks didn't align, so I had 2 separate charts, but I averaged them out, and based off the averages, I put them in the averages you'll see in the next couple of slides. So here are the nutritional caloric information. Next is my nutrient nutritional information recorded on my fitness app. So you'll see the nutrients. As you can tell, I have high carbohydrates as well as sugar intake. And you can see that I have a lack of potassium as well as a lack of iron. So these things, and calcium as well, these things are repetitive, and I will explain a little bit more as to the reasons why, or what I think could be the reasons why. Here you see my macros, nutritional information recorded on the MyFitnessPal app, and you can see I have a high amount of carbohydrates. As I said, I also have a moderate amount of fat, which is good. That's actually pretty impressive. I didn't know, my intake of fat, and as well as protein is pretty low. It's not terribly low, but it's something I need to work on for sure. Okay, to begin, I have my average consumption of nutrients from the MyFitnessPal app compared to recommended amounts. So as you see here, I have a column of the type of nutrient, my average, the recommended average, and if the average was met or not. So here you can see calories. My average was 1,258. Recommended average was 1,900. I fell short partially. The next one is a carbohydrate. My average was 220, and the recommended average was 238, so I fell short shortly. The type of nutrient next is fat. My average was 50. Recommended average was 63. I also fell short. Type of nutrient is next protein. My average 53, recommended average 95, which I fell short significantly. Type of nutrient is saturated fats. My average is 12. Recommended average is 21. Again, fell short. Type of nutrient is polyunsaturated fats. My average is 7. Recommended average is 0. I did go over slightly. The type of nutrient is monosaturated fats. My average is 6. Recommended average is 0. Went over slightly. Again, so to go back, the polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats. It says 0, but I think it's because there wasn't a specific amount. So I put 0, and I think I did go over partially. If there is a mistake, please comment and let me know. That was just something I was a little confused on, but that's what I kind of got out of those 2 specific nutrients. Type of nutrient next is trans fats. My average is 0. Recommended amount is 0, which I didn't meet, so yes, that's good. Type of nutrient is cholesterol. My average is 142. Recommended average is 300, so I did fall short again. Type of nutrient next is sodium. My average is 1,938. Recommended average is 2,300, which I did fall short again slightly. Type of nutrient is potassium. My average is 619, and my recommended average is 3,500. So I fell short significantly of potassium. Type of nutrient is fiber. My average is 13. Recommended average is 25. Slightly did fall short again. The next type of nutrient is sugar. My average was 76, and my recommended average is 73. So this is when I did go over in the type of nutrient next is vitamin A. My average is 162. The recommended average is 100. So I did go over significantly to a certain extent. Type of nutrient next is vitamin C. My average is 76. Recommended average is 100. I did fall short. The next type of nutrient is iron. My average is 37. My recommended average is 100. I did fall short pretty significantly, more than half. Type of nutrient next is calcium. My average is 31. Recommended average is 100. I fell short a lot more. So those are the two there, or those are the nutrients, but the last two are the ones I definitely fell short in. So let me explain to you why I fell short or went over my recommendations of nutrients. So to begin, I obviously may have fallen short over the nutrients or have went over due to a lack of consistency with following the USDA guidelines, as in following the proper daily amounts. I tend to grab food quickly during the day due to a busy schedule of soccer courses, plenty of hours on the field watching practice, as well as in class or outside of class studying, rarely enough time to sit. I tend to eat without looking into the nutritional components, which could cause lack of or overconsumption of nutrients. For me, a meal is just a quick grab and go, just shove it in my bag and eat it on my way to class. During study hall for soccer, when we have to do study hall hours, a lot of the time I don't really think of it. Even during dinner time, I just grab, quickly eat, because I know I have homework to do later in the night. So my first example would be the fact that I lack the proper amounts of calcium, as I tend to only drink almond milk and soy milk due to a previous dairy allergy. So in middle school, I had this pretty severe allergy. It was where I would have really bad throwing up and diarrhea if I were to have milk or anything. So I think that was something that has triggered my response now today. I am over that allergy, but I still enjoy drinking almond milk. I love almond milk so much. And my mom actually just got me some hemp milk. So if you see here, yeah, it's really good. I use it in my smoothies. Didn't have any smoothies during my 3-day period, but I do occasionally have smoothies. I love smoothies. Okay, back to the basics. Next example, my overconsumption of polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats are due to my consumption of fish and nuts. These fats are healthy in comparison to trans fats and saturated fats. I love nuts. I love nut medleys, trail mix, granola bars. I just love them so much, and I think that was why, because I have them almost every single day. And with the monounsaturated fats, the peanut oils, things like that are in the foods, specifically peanuts, of course. Speaking of, Nature Valley, not my top choice. I would say Kind bars are my top choice, but these are ones that I do occasionally have. As well as here, I have a half-open bag of Imperial Cashew Snack Mix. These ones I love. I was actually eating these in the last Health and Wellness class, but I didn't finish because typically I would. But now I'm really focused on those serving sizes. So those are just two examples of the nuts I love to eat. Okay. So another example is I have lacked the consumption of potassium. And I would say that would be because I didn't eat much of any bananas, potatoes, or mushrooms, common foods I would have easily snacked on. So these foods, instead of snacking on the typical things that I was describing, it's now just the focus on, okay, I need to focus on the nutrients that I need for the daily recommendations. So the app did help show me awareness, but it was hard when I'm so busy every day. I just quickly grab and go. I didn't really focus on potassium, unfortunately. Another example, I went over my sugar consumption, which could be explained by the night snacking I tend to do. One night recorded, October 26th, I was surrounded by desserts as well as my friends, which led to high consumption. this happens on occasion. I spelled desserts wrong. That's okay. But so I typically am doing really well during the day, focused on the nutritional value, not necessarily the amount of nutrients, but the value of what I'm eating. To gain energy throughout the day. But at night, I typically tend to snack, and especially if I'm around peers or if I'm trying to stay awake doing homework, I just eat and I don't really think about what I'm eating, and then it just depletes the whole day of nutritional value that I had. Okay, so another example is I fell short on my consumption of iron because I didn't focus much attention to a daily serving of green vegetables as much as I should be, which are 2 cups. If I just look back on the previous weeks, even months, I rarely eat vegetables on a daily basis. Not that I don't enjoy them, I do, but I've been more keen, more aware after doing this, my FitnessPal app, and eating them in dinner because they provide them at Hawkins every single night. Because I got to provide these leafy greens, and this is what I love to provide in my smoothies. Spinach is bomb. But as you can tell, I haven't opened it, so I need to get going on that pretty quick. Okay, next page. What would happen if I habitually went over or under nutrient recommendations? A habitual high consumption of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats would lead to surprisingly positive health benefits, such as lowering LDL cholesterol, reducing the risk of heart attack or stroke, reduction of triglycerides, controlling of the blood sugar, and high amounts of the antioxidant vitamin E, which helps prevent coronary heart disease and lowers the risk of cancer. A habitual lack of protein consumption would create a greater risk of muscle cramping, soreness, and weakness, which is not good for anyone, especially me, as I'm going through my rehabilitation for my new ACL and rebuilding the lost muscle I left in my leg. So seeing that I lack protein really scared me because I am constantly working on rebuilding the muscle every single day in physical therapy, and a great way to rebuild muscle and rebuild tissue and rebuild cells themselves is to have consumption of protein. So that is something I definitely need to focus on for sure. I do have protein powder in the other room. Forgot to grab it, but I do put that in my smoothies as well. Haven't had smoothies in a while, but I will get to it because I'm motivated and because I need to do it and rebuild muscle. Due to my lack of calcium, I would increase the development of osteoporosis, a bone disease leading to porous bones, and osteopenia, which is the loss of bone density and minerals. And another thing could be calcium deficiency disease. So all of these things are terrible for your body, for your physiology. A habitual lack of iron consumption can lead to my body having a lack of capability to produce oxygen-carrying red blood cells. This can cause anemia and could lead to hair loss, pale skin, tongue swelling, swollenness, and shortness of breath, which is terrifying. All those things are awful. I think that is something I definitely need to focus on, is my consumption of iron, my daily nutrition. So the quality of food I consume. So if you can see, I consume kale salad, which has vitamin A, helps bones, teeth, skin, hair, and dietary fiber, which helps with metabolism, as well as feeling full, things like that. Didn't provide that in the slide, but I knew it in here. Compared with processed foods, so kale salad is far better nutritionally, as well as the long-term benefits and immediate benefits outweigh processed food greatly. Apples. Vitamin C helps protect against infection. Calcium strengthens teeth, bone function. That makes sense. Apples have great sources of nutrients that fuel the body compared to that of processed foods. So basically, if you see, apples can help protect against infection, teeth, bones, processed foods deplete them. Desserts. Sugar turns into fats that secrete in the bloodstream. Carbohydrates, refined wheat. So these carbs are called empty calories, no nutritional benefits. Desserts are processed foods, so they're equally as bad as nutritional value and health risks as processed foods. Spaghetti, bread, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates fuel your body. and they assist in the energy for the next day. They also are stored for energy for the long term. Proteins assist in muscle growth and repair antibodies to protect against viruses and bacteria. Spaghetti and bread are great sources of energy to store for the body, especially those who are active, especially me doing my PT. Processed foods don't assist the body during activity, they hinder the body actually. Wendy's kids meals. Sodium increases blood pressure by holding excess fluid in the body. Saturated fats raise level of cholesterol in your blood. A Wendy's kids meal is equivalent to that of processed foods, as its nutritional value is not close to anything good to our bodies. Peanut medley granola bars. Protein assists in muscle growth and repair, antibodies to protect against viruses and bacteria. Fiber aids in helping you feel full, helps with digestion, and keeps blood cholesterol levels in check. Peanuts. Granola bars are great snacks. They help supply energy and help the digestive system, while processed foods are mainly blockage in the digestive system, considered fats. What is likely to happen if I continue these eating habits? Positive nutrients in these foods. So if I continue eating vitamin A, it would help maintain the well-being of my teeth, bones, soft tissue, white blood cells, the immune system, and mucous membranes. Meta-carotene, also found in vitamin A, acts as an antioxidant, protecting cells from free radical damage. Another positive nutrient, if I continue to eat vitamin C regularly, it would help reduce the risk of chronic diseases, help reduce high blood pressure. It'll help reduce the risk of disease, such as cholesterol, and risk of heart disease, such as cholesterol and triglyceride levels, and helps prevent iron deficiencies by increasing iron absorption in the body, which is perfect because I need more iron. Having habitual consumption of protein foods would help reduce appetite and hunger levels, increase muscle mass and strength, greater strength in bone mass as you get older, and can boost a metabolism and fat burning. Not produce a metabolism, it can help boost metabolism. My apologies. Negative nutrients in these foods. So, if I have a high consumption of sugar, it could lead to weight gain and to obesity, causing greater risk of cancer, and increasing the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, acne, diabetes, and depression. Having a habitual high amount of saturated fats could cause higher risk of LDL cholesterol, risk of heart disease, and increased possibility of cancer. Having a habitual consumption of sodium can cause high blood pressure, leaning towards heart disease or stroke, leading towards heart attack or stroke. Sodium can also increase the risk of dementia and cardiovascular disease. Summarization of the data for my eating habit tables, compared with wellness eating principles. Looking at my eating habit tables, I have seen few patterns that occur in my nutrition. First, every morning I have one apple. This, compared to the wellness eating principles, is a positive and nutritional value of it for sure. But I should be eating more than just one apple. I should be eating apple, toast, should be eating apple, scrambled eggs, getting a good source of protein. That is something that I noticed that I don't have. Apple and granola bar doesn't get you exactly all the nutrients that you need right away in the morning. As compared to the wellness, okay, wait, I already said that. I also see a pattern of a lot of snacking. My meals aren't necessarily all that bad. Like I said, they were pretty good throughout the day. The snacking is what kills my daily nutritional value and what causes me not to reach my goals. I would say this because what I choose to snack often doesn't carry many nutrients or minerals, just carbohydrates or fats, and which shows in the macros. I could be choosing something else, a little bit more beneficial to my body. All right, so I'm going to move my face here, down here. So these are my 3 measurable performance goals under the SMART principle. First, drinking habits. All right, DJ, give me a beat. Ready, Miss Monk? As you may have seen, I drink some fair amounts of caffeine. Caffeine helps me alert, but so does black tea. It's time to convert. I plan to drink more tea and water each day, totaling amount of at least 65 ounces total, because that is about half of what I weigh. No more high caloric liquids that would disrupt my nutrition. No way. I have one mentality, one vision. Each day I will record my process, and I will start small with 40 ounces. How about that? Each week I will plan on adding 10 ounces. And by week 3, I can't wait until all my energy rebounces. My goal is to gain a better energy for the days ahead. Day by day, I know I'll get better. but not all at once. This will be a 3-week thing, hopefully continuing on to further months. Okay. So like I said, I had caffeine. I do caffeine so much. But now, I gotta go to tea. That's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. Okay, ready? Another measurable performance goal would be snacking. I tend to snack as if I'm lacking. Instead of grabbing the orange, I grab the taffy. Don't have an orange, but I have an apple. Instead, I grab these. That's not good. I plan on only having 3 snacks a day, and that's all. I will plan on marking these down all the way from winter to fall. My goal is to gain better energy for the days ahead. Day by day, I know I'll get better, but it's not all at once. Remember, this will be a 1-year thing, hopefully continuing on to further months. Next, portion size. Let's talk about some portion size. I sat back after the assignment and just realized my portions aren't helping me get healthier, so I plan on taking these months so I can get my nutrition wealthier. I plan on taking measurements of each food group I eat, planning any meals in the fridge per week, trying healthy recipes and all the those necessities, but primarily focusing on how I can eat. My beats are really off. My goal is to gain better energy for the days ahead. Day by day, I know we'll get better, but not all at once. Remember, this will be a 2-month thing, hopefully continuing on to further months. Alright, Mrs. Monk, that is all. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Sorry for some of the words slipping, things like this. We'll get better day by day, especially with nutrition, and I can't wait. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm learning so much, and I can't wait to take on these solutions. Have a good day. Adios.